Good day to you, citizen. How are you doing today? Today we're having a look at some Proteus, perpetual indie darling from Ed Key. That's been in beta for what feels like a small eternity, is finally out. So let's have a look at it now that we finally have a Steam release on the PC. Proteus is a sort of very minimalist, very sound-driven, free roam exploration game. A wander in the woods, if you will. Explore. How to play, you explore. Works with the 360 pad straight out of the gate. Optional fob and things like that. So, we have our island generation settings to as wild as possible, which I haven't played with before, but we'll see how that goes. Let's click to generate a seed and see what happens. Our eyes are opened and we awaken. Wherever are we? Lost at sea somewhere. Survived a shipwreck at space somewhere. We're clearly something of a messiah as we glide. Splish splash over the water here. And as we come ashore, the music kicks off. Now the music in Proteus is sort of based on your vicinity to various elements. A little scrub turkeys there run off, and so go the little high-pitched bingity bongs. Oh, they're back. So with all of this being randomly generated, it's just a matter of sitting back, chilling out, and exploring at pace. There's no violence, there's no protagonist or antagonist. But you can kill things. Well, for a frog being amphibian, he's probably fine, but I don't know, he just seemed to vanish from the face of the earth. All 2D, except for our height map terrain here. Elements tend to pop into certain games that I've not seen in others. For the probably couple of hours I've spent mucking around in Proteus so far, I've certainly bumped into some games where I've seen elements that I've definitely not seen in other games. Little bits of content. It's certainly sparse as far as that stuff goes, but it's mostly about the feel. So just going for a wander here. Climb the highest peak I can and be lord of all that I survey. It's a very wide, flat area. It's not very dramatic. I think we've got a bit of a hill going on over here. Here's our sun bearing down on us. If anyone's seen the movie Pi, yes, you can send yourself blind by staring at it long enough. One of the really interesting elements about this game that I quite like is these rain clouds. Rather than the whole scene going dark and having particle rain just tumble about the player, they roll in lovely little natural clouds coming out of this valley here. Let's get up high above it. Putting some classic Skyrim mountain traversal to the test here. Fine surface, push walk. Look at that. The sound copies to match with really airy, breathy. You're up high and it's real hard to breathe. Tombstone of an explorer, long past, no doubt. I'm not, I'll be honest, crazy about the draw distance. Now this is on the draw distance that is as high as it gets, so I imagine we spot for these things between armor and what have you nowadays as far as draw distance goes. But the island is self-contained. It's certainly not a sprawling one that goes forever. Oh, not much down there but water. Now, as you can see with the sun in the sky, if we can find it again, no, it's probably other side of this mountain here. There is a day-night cycle. It's reasonably important for reasons that will become soon apparent, but we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. Let's just see what's over yonder. Looks like this cloud's moved on, so... let's peek our head down here and have a look. Just sit back. Now, beyond the classic look left and right on your mouse here, wiggling around, and I'll just jump over very quickly here to the 360 controller as soon as it wants to turn on, and that works perfectly fine as well. And I move left and right. There is one other button of note. Sit. Which does exactly that. Here we go. There goes one digital sunset, and we move into the evening. Proteus seems to be something representing something of a trend of games of late. The trend of just the kind of aimless walk, just to explore, which is one of those game elements that we all enjoy, but it's never really been sort of the cohesive real core of a game. And to call Proteus a game, I think, is probably, let's say, disingenuous. But I mean, like, say, the music video engine extravaganza that we saw with EXO in late 2012, or the very lovely Dear Esther, and of course, Journey from that game company. I'm really enjoying what's happening with the space of just... let's just make an interesting place for you to wander. And for these little rabbits to wander as well. These ethereal rabbits. Or frogs, perhaps. So it's night. And the stars and the rim of the galaxy has popped out. Seems to be something over here. A convergence of energy or something that's leading us this way. Something of a mystical power over here, it would appear. Here in the rain. It almost reminds me of Daggerfall, just the occasional just flat poly and sprite work. Who knew there was time travel involved? Let's back away from this terrifying circle for a moment. We've earned ourselves a new day. How fast can this go? That sure is something. It'd be lovely to see the flowers grow maybe if I just sit here long enough, I'll see new trees spring up. Who knows? In a game this simple, who can say what and what isn't possible? But clearly, I think they want us to go in here. back and the music's changed somewhat. I think we've entered spring, or a warm summer, the furious sun bearing down. Same island, as far as I can tell. But now we've just mixed up some of the music a bit. Oh, now these mysterious golden rabbits, I'm sure there's something to them. I'm sure they lead me somewhere. But they seem to just jump and jump. I mean, if there's any video game convention that we know well enough, it's that follow the sparkles, right? It's almost Tribes-esque in the way you keep your inertia coming down the hill. It's heartbreaking as it kind of slowly ekes away. Am I just going to send him into the water? I probably will. Yep. And that's that. So much for your rabbit messiah. It's great to be out of this fog. I don't know about you, but this in particular gives me some terrifying, abominable snowman flashbacks from Ski Free. But the less said, the better. I'm not sure if this is a swarm of dragonflies or just seeds in the wind. Though it kind of looks like the mana from Heretic, but I'm pretty sure that's what we're not aiming that from. Do they ever shrink? No, they just grow and grow and grow. Imagine if I had to sort of rate this whole freeform, sort of aimless exploration genre, I think I'd probably take Dear Esther. I really thought the narrative that kind of linked that all together with the notes and the bits and pieces, and the fact that it was just, whoa, okay, whoa. Clearly the little buzzards speed me up somehow, that I can just zoom around. Maybe it's this game just trying to twist my arm. What'd you say about Dear Esther? But I really like the metaphor in Dear Esther of the landscape really just matching a lot of the really terrible shit that the character had gone through. I imagine Proteus is something that will probably go down as another in the tool belt of the let's be honest, tired our game's art argument. Let's see if we can wait for nightfall and maybe we'll be able to jump forward in time again. As far as I can tell, and I've certainly not been bold enough to go ahead and try, there does not seem to be islands beyond this one, but maybe some intrepid explorer would just like to make for the seas at some point and see what they can see. just wander and find interesting things. I think one of the I think using height map terrain generation is probably I think it's tied as far as creating environments goes. Between just I think we've all fairly used to gotten rapidly used to just the grand environments that Minecraft just seems to just generate naturally without too much fuss. Grand overhangs and dramatic ravines. It's hard to go back to sort of just height map generation and really see it do anything interesting. I'd love a cave to explore, perhaps. Somewhere spooky. I think we have an owl. He's taken off. Oh, there we go. Might be hard to see here, but we've got some twinkles here in the distance. And some bats. No. Let's go see. There is an end to Proteus. There is a point where we fade to black. We won't get that far today, but let that be one of the mysteries to... Oh, there was a meteor storm for just a second there, and we missed it. Without doubt, this is probably certainly my favourite element in the game so far. I would love to see another meteor shower. If you could be so kind. Vidya game. Guess not. I just need this as a screensaver, I think. Oh well. Let's leap forward. It's kind of like Stargate or Stride it. Oh, what was it? Stride. Oh, what was it called? I don't know. That old time travel show. Sliders! That was it. We've entered autumn here. And we'll be going through the rest of the seasons, no doubt, in short order. But that's for another game. That's for another day and for another game. Things have gotten foggy and dramatically more solemn. Some mushrooms, and I'm really not sure what these are, if these are supposed to be. I really don't know. Dying birds, perhaps? Who can say? Let's find somewhere for a nap. But we're not going to get any grand vista in this fog, I don't think, one way or another. So there we go. Off to sleep. And that's Proteus. Interesting. Intriguing. Mysterious. I'm sure there's some other pretty neato little things in there that I haven't seen yet. But we'll see how we go as time goes on. So we're out on Steam now. I think you're looking around a tenner. Though I'm sure this will become another one of the perennial Steam sale favourites. As soon as we get to some hilarious, stupid gift price of $2.95, I think I've got some easy Christmas presents to go coming up in 2013. Look at that, talking about Christmas presents already. That's ridiculous. It's only still just January. But anyway, as always, gang, thank you kindly for watching. I'll see you all next time.